I'm going to work with this wonderful image. And this too will be something of a minimal because I'm only using this image and one other piece. I'm at my studio and I don't have a lot of tracing paper, so I'm using some old tracing paper that doesn't have too much going on. And what I'm going to do is make lines on this wonderful image, this wonderful face, to make it look like it's been cracked. And I'm just arbitrarily drawing here. I am thinking about a technique that's called Kintsugi, Kintsugi. And it means basically in Japanese, I believe, the direct translation is to join with gold. So apparently, ceramics that were precious, that were broken in the upper echelon of the Japanese society in the 15th century, they would be repaired with using gold. And so then the ceramic wouldn't be destroyed. And I thought that's kind of what collage is all about, isn't it? We are taking things apart and putting them back together, joining them together. And I thought about maybe taking that technique and playing with it. And now I'm thinking I don't even want to use this tracing paper. I just may want to draw directly on here and make like cracks. Because the idea behind Kintsugi is that just because something may appear to be broken doesn't mean it's not salvageable, and actually now has its own beauty to it. I'm taking a little bit of a chance here because I don't know if it's going to be successful. I'd like it to be. And I'm just going to create a Kintsugi with a model's image. And I do have some gold. This is some old vintage paper. It's actually a magazine. It's from Life magazine. It's huge and it's really hard to store, everybody. So I am just drawing along here, making some cracks on his beautiful face and creating my own Kintsugi. My thinking about it is making some of the lines thick and some of the lines not so thick. Kind of being arbitrary. I tried to do this digitally and it just didn't, I wasn't feeling it. So that's something I'm going to practice with and see if it's something I want to do. Also, what I noticed about the Kintsugi ceramics that I saw, a lot of the pieces, some of the pieces were really deep fissures, and a lot of gold was put into them, and it really created like a whole new piece from the old ceramic that was broken. My pen is not enjoying the finish on the magazine. That's okay. It's just something for me to work with, because I know me, and I'll be working on something, and next thing I know, I'm going into a totally different direction, and that is what collage is all about. But you also want to have different lines of depth. With the width of the outline of these cracks should be different to have just more interest, and see what we can come up with. I'd like to start with this. I was going to do something over here, but I don't think I really want to. And I'm not even sure if I'm going to keep, I may just have his head. I can't see his hair very well. But we're going to start with this. And I'm going to go to time lapse for that and see if we can create a successful Kintsugi piece. accident that happened here. I didn't want this piece to separate from the image, but it did. And I thought, well, that's all right because in some of the Kintsugi pieces, there are large areas that were filled in with gold to reattach the original ceramic together. And I found that this will actually be to my benefit in completing this piece because it makes it more interesting. I was able to pick it up and cut around it and make it more specific. And I think I'm going to do that. I just got to keep track of these tiny pieces and not toss them. I'd like to do that with other areas here. I'd like it to be interesting because we're only using a little bit of ephemera. I'm limiting myself here, not because I just wanted to use the gold ephemera and the model's image. So I'm thinking I might do something like that, cut away pieces and see if that works. I also went ahead and cut the eyes, the whites of the eyes and also the mouth away. Did that because I just wanted to generate more interest. I think it works okay. It just gives him kind of a werewolf look to me, and I'm not really going for that. It's gonna turn out the way it's gonna turn out, and that's fine. Collage sometimes takes on a life of its own. It's kind of like watercolor in a sense that you kind of don't have a choice in the matter. You try to, but it's not always successful. Here it could be a interesting piece of gold. But again, this is a very tiny piece. Yeah, let's see if that'll work. I just got to keep track of these tiny pieces because that can be kind of harrowing right now. I'm just going to have them off to the side and see what works and what doesn't work. I think originally when I was contemplating this project, I was going to do something like that. But now it's like the scraps are going to be important and I don't want to lose them. So here's a scrap and I'm just going to kind of give it rough cuts again to create contrast because cracks are usually, well, they can be anything. Cracks can actually, they can be curvatures, but mostly they're pretty straight. Yeah, this is going to be like putting a puzzle piece back together. This one was really, I did a cut here under the lip and I'm not overly pleased with it, with the look, so I'm going to try this technique with another piece. Yeah, this is going to be a challenge. What have I gotten myself into today? That's all right. I was up for a challenge. I kind of want to do something just a touch different. Keep it interesting. I'm going to use my scissors here. Glad my nails are long and I can do something like this. We'll see. Since I'm not going to be using, I don't think I'm going to be using the shoulder area here, I may want to go ahead and if I need a piece, I can fill it in maybe. Yeah, I might want to do that. Let's see here. Yeah, I'm not relying on my drawing of cracks. I'm just creating the cracks. See how they come out. See if they're interesting. And also creating contrast with size. That's always a good thing. Oh, see, that's what it does. It kind of lifted up on me. And then I can come up and just give it a trim. These scissors are a little bulky for that, but they'll work. Yeah, they'll do the job. Don't think I want that back. I wanted to keep the main piece and just cut away a little bit of that. Not the whole thing. Oh, careful there. So now it's getting a little rough. And that's good. I like how this is coming out. This is looking good. I think I'm gonna keep it there. Keep it like that. I'm not sure where else to cut. Maybe here. Across the chin. This paper for the magazine image, it's pretty good. It's not a super high quality, but it's serving the purpose, and it's actually lending itself very well to this tattered look. Imagine you can do something like this with ripping, but I want more control than that. So the rips are something else. Let's see, I'm gonna try something here. Probably a little dangerous because I have a cut already for the eye. But again, I want to really generate contrast with line and contrast with the gold as it comes in, because it will be playing a part. Let's see. I think that works. Not sure. Okay. I think that works. I'll put some of those pieces back in. I think I want to leave his lips alone. They're wonderful, and I don't know if I want to deviate much from them. Do I want another cut here? Don't want to do too much. I mean, the whole thing is Kintsugi, so it's okay, but I don't want to overdo it. I'm actually going to maybe cut around here, keeping it attached, and come in with my scissors again. So this was a lot more of a freehand thing than I originally set out to do. Straight edge. Okay, here too. Okay. All right, so here is my gold for our Kintsugi. Is it interesting? Do I need more? I feel like I need something along the lines here. Maybe where his hairline is. All the way to the ear. I'll just cut out a piece here. We'll reattach later. See if that works. We'll see. We'll see. I mean, this is totally experimental right now. But I want some of these lines to be show a little bit more gold, and others not so much. I want to keep that. It does kind of, I think, I don't know if I should have cut his eyes out because it has more of a, kind of a monster quality. That's not what I wanted, but especially with the mouth. But I can always bring dark back in for the mouth. I might do that right now. And I think I want dark for the mouth again. So I'm going to go ahead and just do that right now. Here's where the mouth is. Just a small piece. Choose between this background and this background. I like them both for various reasons because, well, the gold for one is not just a solid color, it's a variety of gold. And some is brighter than the other. I'm not certain what I want to do. And also, before I cut him out, I really want to make sure that it is what I want. I'm finding areas that I am still cutting because I just find them interesting and I want the cracks to be exposed more. I'm also relying on the back to see how my work progresses. And do I need to make a line deeper or leave it alone or just have these thin lines? It seems like, oh my gosh, it's really hard to see anything through. They're not going to see the gold, but you actually do. It barely glows through, just enough. Just enough. I don't want to overdo it because I want that contrast of line. There's so many levels of contrast that we can apply in all forms of arts. There's obviously light to dark, there's complementary colors, there is line, the width of line, and shape. I mean, it's really endless what we can do in terms of contrast, and this is no exception. I'm also wondering how do I want to glue these tiny pieces back on or use clear tape and go for it. I think tape is cleaner. Tape is cleaner. And I have to do it on the back. The only thing with tape is there is a level of matte that goes on, and matte's not a bad thing. Okay, let's see. So I got this right here, and this little itty bitty, and I trimmed part of it away so we have some space, and we will see the gold. And here's my bit of tape. Don't need a ton, just enough to keep it in place. But also, you see my fingers are playing a big part in this, and I don't want my fingerprints to be on the final piece, or I don't really want it to be that visible. Okay, I think that'll work. Then we have this bigger piece right here. I mean, bigger is relative because we're dealing with a really small piece of paper. And that should work too. Another bit of tape. I thought I wanted to do it with other pieces. Was this one of them? Yeah. This is really tiny. It's alright. It's not a big deal. So we can just, okay, it needs a little more of a trim. So this is getting a little tedious, I won't lie. Like, maybe the actual Kintsugi is like this. I have to try that sometime and find out. Okay. And that's gonna need, I'm just gonna be lazy and use this whole big piece of tape. Oh, and it moved. Grr. Okay, gently taking it up, put it back into its rightful place, which was, I think I wanted it right here. Now I'm being a silly perfectionist. Now I'm being like, no, it's gotta go right here. Okay, well, not too much of a silly perfectionist. Okay, so now I think we're gonna stop with that. I want to adhere this to this image. I think I like that. I think it's good. I also cut up here on this lip. Now I'm getting an idea with his lips. I'm wondering if I want to cut all along, like we're going to cut the lip out. I think I'm just going to cut a little bit to denote line, since we did that with the eyes. I think that'll work. Yeah, I think that's gonna be. Now, do I want to do that with the eyebrows too? Why not? I can always revisit Kintsugi with collage. Kintsugi collage. Maybe we're onto something, guys. And I really love the idea of Kintsugi. there is, it's not a collage, it's not a collage channel here on YouTube. He's a philosopher, Einzelgänger, and I love him. He does like these little lessons on philosophy, and he did one based on the art form of kintsugi and things that are broken. Are they really broken, or are they going to be beautiful now in a different way? And I was heavily inspired by it because here's this video. But I think I may need to revisit my technique for it, and there's nothing wrong with that, right? I'm gonna just give him a couple more cracks because Kintsugi is beautiful. And I'm just, now I'm at a place where I'm just playing, I'm just having fun here. I'm thinking though, what I will do with him, with my new friend here, I think I will probably adhere him with some spray adhesive. I think it'll be a little cleaner, and I can easily come in and cut him up. I'm just cleaning up these eyes here. Oh, messy. The eyes got a little messy. Not sure why. That's okay. Oh, my knife got stuck. Okay. So I'm probably going to go outside, spray adhesive him onto this piece, and then cut him out and finish this up. So we're done. I am taking a little bit of drafting tape and placing it right here. This was the other side of the paper, and it's just too beautiful to pass up. I really like the way this came out. It's different. It's a minimal, I guess, but it's Kintsugi. Is that going to be a new thing for me? I don't know. I'm just going to rip this. It's not going to be in the finished collage that you're going to see, but it's, I mean, I may want to use this. That's why I use the drafting tape. I may want to use this background again for something else, maybe a series of Kintsugis on this. I don't know, but I'm definitely going to revisit Kintsugi. This was different. This was kind of out of my comfort zone. So, okay, we are done for the week. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for sharing the process. Let me know what you think in the comments. And let me know if this is something you've tried with collage. I'd be very interested in knowing what your collage journeys are like as well. And I will see you next time.